is tall with a reach of 68.9 inches.
There is no joke about this. Someone is going to get hurt, the other is going to get embarrassed. Let's make sure they measure up well.
There can only be one, Lomachenko, one of the most technically skilled fighters in all of boxing. No one moves around the ring like Lomachenko. The monster, Ju, big win here. Some of the fastest hands in the world.
This is going to be one hell of a fight.
This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, presenting the two-time Olympic gold medalist from Ukraine, a tremendous three-division champion of the world, Vasily Lomachenko. Fighting out of the blue corner, from Beijing, China, here is the acclaimed featherweight champion of the world, known as the Monster, Zhu Can.
We've waited a long time for this fight. It's here, and the fighters are good to go.
Todd, it's a pleasure and an honor to be here at this venue. It's going to be something special.
No doubt about it. This was the hottest ticket in town by a country mile. Every seat has been sold. These two fighters promised us an offensive show. Let's see if they deliver. Oh, and there he caught him with a stiff jab. When you watch lightweights, you expect high-level footwork and hand speed, and that's what we're getting here this afternoon. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. This fighter is all about finesse, using a lot of angles and lateral movement.
If you're an outside fighter, you've got to use that straight jab, the straight right hands, the straight left hands. Doing it that way, it makes it so awkward for anybody to try and pin you down or even predict which way you're moving.
And just as quickly as the action slows down, it heats back up. Neither one of them want this to go to the judges' scorecards. No defense for that hook. This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
There's a counter shot. This fighter has been described as a swarmer, that fighter who attempts to overwhelm their opponent by applying constant pressure.
Swarmers, you can go back in boxing history. When you've seen them, when you've seen the best of the best swarmers going, you understand how hard it is. It looks exciting from the outside in. Can you imagine being right in there?
Good counter punch. You'd like to see more jabs. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. Both men step back for just a moment. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Every second, every minute of this fight is important.
What do we expect to see here in round 2? Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
A lot of fans know how quick these lighter fighters can be, but tonight, don't be surprised if these don't pack a lot of power as well. Unlucky to miss with that jab. Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. In this division, both fighters will constantly be on their toes trying to punch and counterpunch.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them. More than happy.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Hold it right there. The monster dazed. Down goes Khan. I want to see that again, but from a different angle.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me your blood.
Can't believe they managed to beat the count, but that could be the last hurrah.
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
As we enter the final 10 seconds here, it's probably a round he'd rather forget. Talk about Khan in that last round. That'll be a 10-8 round for sure with the knockdown.
I love the response, though. Got back up.
There's the bell for round 3. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
Those counter punches have to hurt. We hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. They've got to relax. Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
The charts action from both of these fighters. That counter punch caught him clean. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
The straight right just misses. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Oh, that punch. You'd like to see more jabs. Caution being thrown to the wind. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right. Uh-oh! Lomachenko just got rocked. Everything looks better in slow motion. Let's take another look.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are right.
Let's talk about Loma in that last round. Boy, this next round is going to be crucial considering the knockdown we just witnessed.
You're being put down. You've got to think right.
Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? Got to get the momentum shift coming their way. What can they do here?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff him.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. A perfect counter. Lomachenko in trouble. Lomachenko goes down. You can see here on the replay a perfect body shot, and he dropped like a loose suit.
I need to see.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you continue.
The referee says we will fight on. Not sure about this one.
Oh, he can smell blood. Look at that. He's put in round ones. He knows what shot works and where to land it. Then try and do it again. He's just not got to get trigger happy.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
He's got the advantage halfway through the round.
The corners must be so happy. Down to a T. Play the plan out to a T. If they can pick up momentum and do this over and over and over again, they've got it.
And he scores with the counter. It's all offense all the time. Lomachenko is buzzed. Lomachenko on the canvas. Wow, that impact was incredible. Let's take another look at it.
Shot from the gods, they say.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're okay.
So back into the fray again, but how much do they have left?
That is a show of character. When you're put down, your ego's hurt, your chin's hurt, your body's hurting, and you've got to get up, suck it up, and think, right, I'm back in the game again. It's so hard for a fighter.
So final 10 seconds of the round, and he is looking really sharp. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. Is there any way back into this fight after the beating he has taken so... the bell to start round 5. Last round was a disaster. What can they do here to turn this around?
2 knockdowns and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs are feeling like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
Shu Khan, the monster, in trouble. Shu Khan goes down. How about that impact? Let's see that again in slow motion.
That's lights out, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come to me.
Apparently, it's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
Somebody can smell blood here. They can smell blood. They've got to be smart. Get in there. Then boom, back in the same spot again. It happened once. You've got away with it. You can do it again.
You don't want to trade shots. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Johnny, as you know, there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive.
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want because they want to get you there.
Hold that thought! Lomachenko in trouble! Now that is a massive knockdown. Let's take another look.
I've got to see that again.